At first, she ignored it, thinking it was just the tight corset dress pressing on her full belly, but then she started feeling dizzy. The room was spinning for a moment, but Nema brushed it off, determined to keep dancing. Suddenly, the pain in her stomach intensified. She farted loudly and clutched her side in pain. Before anyone could ask what was wrong, Nema bent over and began vomiting and passing wind. Loud screams and confusion filled the hall as people rushed towards her. Nema was a very popular beauty blogger living in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. She was not only well known for her gorgeous hair, skin and smile, but also because she loved trending fashion as well. To her, fashion was everything. She spent a lot of time looking at pictures of clothes on her phone, dreaming about how she would look in them. Whenever she saw a dress she liked, she couldn't wait to buy it. Even if she had only a little money left, she would use it to buy clothes. If someone posted a new dress online late at night, Nema would be the first to ask, "How much?" By the next morning, she would have already paid for it and eagerly waited for her new dress to arrive. She would take great pictures and spectacular videos and post it on all of her social media handles. Her following on social media grew steadily. Although Nema was known for her love of fashion, it wasn't her only obsession. Nema loved food just as much, if not more. It seemed her heart beat to the rhythm of her chewing. Whenever you saw Nema, her mouth was busy munching on something. Cookies, chin-chin, peanuts, or fried plantain. She always had a snack in her hand. If she didn't, her friends would tease her, saying, "Are you okay? Where's the food?" Nema would laugh, dig into her bag and pull out a bag of chin-chin, replying, I can't let you people down now." She had a special love for shawarma and roasted meat. No matter how full she was, she would order either one to complete her day. Even though she was always hungry, Nema maintained a perfect figure. Her slender waist, curvy hips and flawless skin left everyone in awe. People admired her, some envied her, and others whispered, "How does she eat all that junk and still look like that?" Her mother, Mama Gloria, was not amused. Though she loved Nema deeply, she constantly worried about her health. "Nema, you can't keep eating like this. Do you realize how much sugar you consume in a day? Do you know what it's doing to your body?" Mama Gloria would say. "Mama, don't worry about it," Nema would reply with a playful, dismissive laugh. "Nothing bad is going to happen to me. Look at me, Mama, don't I look perfect?" "You only live once, so enjoy delicious food while you can." Mama Gloria would let out a deep sigh and shake her head. Sometimes she resorted to extreme measures, like not cooking Nema's favourite meals or locking the pantry, but Nema always found a way to get around it. Using her own money, she'd buy jollof rice, grilled goat, carrot cake, and anything else she desired. Nema loved food and fashion since she was a little girl. She was the only child of her parents, Gloria and Sam. They tried for many years to have a baby, praying and visiting lots of doctors. When Nema was finally born, she became their whole world. Mama Gloria and Papa Sam loved her very much. They gave her anything she wanted: candies, cookies, fancy clothes, and shoes. If she held out her little hands and said, "Mama, I want this," Mama Gloria would buy it right away. Even when Auntie Bisi said, "You're spoiling her, you can't give her everything she wants," they didn't listen. "She's just a baby," Mama Gloria would say with a big smile. "We'll teach her discipline later. For now, let her enjoy." But they never got around to teaching her, and as Nema grew older, she wanted more and more things. Nema loved when people noticed her, especially when she wore new clothes or ate her favourite snacks. One Sunday morning, she wore a bright red dress with matching earrings and shoes to church. Everyone turned to look at her as she walked to her seat. Nema loved how people admired her silently everywhere she went. During the service, Nema saw a lady wearing the most beautiful dress she had ever seen. It was a corset-style gown that fit the lady perfectly and had pretty lace patterns and a shiny skirt. Nema couldn't stop staring at it. Her heart beat fast as she imagined how wonderful she would look in that dress. By the end of the service, she knew she had to have it. As soon as the preacher said, "Go in peace," Nema quickly stood up and went to the lady. "Excuse me, you look beautiful. Nema said sweetly with anticipation. Jackie smiled warmly. "Oh, thank you." Then she said, "Wait, I know you. Aren't you the famous fashion blogger on social media? I follow you." Nema was very happy and said, "Yes, I am." "I couldn't stop admiring your dress," Nema said. "Where did you get it? I've never seen anything like it." Jackie giggled in appreciation. "This was custom made for me by Linda Bassey herself. It's called the Spotlight Corset Dress from her new collection." "Wait," Nema exclaimed, as in the dress designer, the Linda Bassey. "I know her designs. I have been craving her designs for so long. I follow her fashion line on social media," she said excitedly. "Wow, it's beautiful," Nema said. "How much did it cost?" Jackie paused for a moment before replying. "It was 500,000 naira." Nema's eyes widened. "What? 500,000 naira?" she yelled out. She couldn't believe how expensive it was. "You are really a big spender," she added, admiring her. Jackie laughed, saying, "Good quality comes with a price, but believe me, it's worth every penny." "I know, right?" Nema said. Jackie handed Nema Linda Bachi's contact number. "Here, in case you're interested." Nema eagerly took the number, already imagining herself in the dress. "Thank you so much," she said, very excited. When Nema got home, she couldn't stop thinking about the dress. She sat on her bed, staring at the number in her phone. The price was very high, more than she had ever spent on one piece of clothing. But she had always wanted a piece from Nigeria's top designer, Linda Bassey. She really wanted to wear that corset dress. She paced around her room, nervously biting her fingers while thinking about ways to gather the money. Perhaps I could save bit by bit, she thought, and afford it in a few months. She also started dressing more seductively so that the men who liked her and gave her compliment became very generous with their money and gifts, hoping to win her heart. Nema flirted with these big guys, and it was not too long before she was able to come up with the money for the dress. One evening, as Nema was walking down the street to buy some snacks, she ran into an old friend and schoolmate named Bridget. It was a bright, sunny afternoon, and the air smelled of roasted meat and corn from a nearby vendor. Nema was whistling to herself, thinking about what snacks she would buy, maybe some yam chips and a chilled Coke, when she heard someone shout, "Nema? Is that you?" She turned and saw Bridget waving at her from across the street. Nema's eyes lit up with excitement. "My goodness, it's been ages!" she exclaimed, rushing over to hug her friend. The two women stood there talking for a while, their laughter echoing down the busy street. They had been besties, but had lost touch after Bridget moved to Lagos. Seeing each other again after so many years, they couldn't stop smiling. "I have so much to tell you," Bridget said, her face glowing with joy. "Guess what? I'm getting married to Chuku next month," Nema gasped, placing a hand over her mouth. "What? Are you serious? You and Chuku have come a long way from high school. That's amazing. Congratulations. I am happy for you both." "Thank you," Bridget said, beaming. "And I want you to be part of my bridal party. You don't have a choice." "The biggest fashion blogger in town needs to be in my wedding," Bridget said, laughing happily. "I have been following you online, and I need your advice on the wedding." Nema didn't even think twice. "Of course, I will be there. I wouldn't miss it for anything in the world." A few days later, Bridget sent Nema some fabric for the wedding. When Nema received the material, she held it up and admired the soft, shimmery cloth. It was a rich aquamarine lace that sparkled when the light hit it just right. "This is so beautiful," Nema whispered to herself, already imagining how stunning she would look. Then it hit her. This is the perfect occasion to impress with her custom-made corset dress. Nema looked in her purse and pulled out the business card that Jackie had gave her. She called the designer Linda Bassey Designs for an appointment and went to the shop the next day. The studio was a perfect blend of luxury and comfort, designed to make anyone feel welcome. Designer-crafted clothes were displayed neatly on elegant racks, with each piece carefully lit to show off its quality and design. "Welcome, my dear," Linda said as Nema entered the studio. "Let's create something special for you." Nema took out the fabric. "It is for a wedding," she said. "I would like to do the spotlight corset that is in your latest collection." Linda's assistant took detailed measurements. "Don't worry, you will look like a queen with this dress. The only thing I am worried about is for you not to overshadow the bride," Linda said jokingly. They both chuckled. She left the shop feeling confident that she was going to be the showstopper at the wedding. A few days later, Linda called to inform Nema that her dress was ready for its first fitting. When Nema arrived at the shop and saw the dress, her mouth dropped to the ground. It was everything she had ever dreamed of and more. The corset hugged her waist perfectly, and the lace detailing shimmered with elegance. As she slipped into the dress and turned to face the mirror, she couldn't stop staring. She was on cloud 9. "Perfect," she whispered, running her hands gently over the fabric. After a few minor adjustments, the dress was complete. Nema couldn't wait to wear it to the wedding. Over the next few days, she shopped for matching accessories, aquamarine earrings, a sparkling clutch, and tall high heels. She also booked a spa and hair appointment for the wedding morning. Finally, the big day arrived. Nema woke up early, her excitement bubbling over like a pot of pepper soup. At the salon, her hair was styled into voluminous deep waves, and her lips were painted a bold pink. By the time she slipped into her corset dress and added her accessories, she looked like a model stepping straight out of a fashion magazine. As she arrived at the wedding venue, all eyes turned to her. Heads swiveled and whispers spread across the room about her stunning dress. Some guests approached her with compliments, and Mama Rachel, the bride's mother, laughed. "Nema, you're the queen of the bridesmaid party." Nema basked in the admiration, enjoying every moment of the spotlight. Before the reception began, caterers busily set up food and drinks at the far end of the hall. Nema's eyes darted toward the trays of jollof rice, kebabs, grilled chicken, and steaming plates of pounded fufu with vegetable soup. The desserts, cookies, cakes, and soda made her mouth water. Although she tried focusing on the wedding program, her gaze kept drifting to the food. Finally, she gave in. "It's a wedding. If I don't eat, the food would go to waste. Besides, it is not an everyday event," she thought. She grabbed a plate and headed straight for the jollof rice and chicken. The spices tickled her nose as she savoured each bite. Next, she moved on to the fried rice, small chops, mwah, puffs, and spring rolls, followed by pounded fufu with egusi soup, and finally a slice of cake. Guests began noticing her indulgence, especially given the tight corset she wore. A young social media admirer who has been watching her all evening approached her and said, "Sister, you should slow down. That dress is very tight, don't overeat." Nema laughed and waved her off. Auntie, don't worry. This is a wedding, and the food is delicious. Let me enjoy myself." After washing everything down with a chilled Coke, Nema leaned back, feeling full and content. She smiled, thinking nothing could make the day any better. Soon it was time for the bride and groom to make their grand entrance into the reception hall, accompanied by the bridal party. The music was loud, and the crowd was cheering. Nema, still finishing her drink, suddenly noticed her fellow bridesmaids filing into the hall. Her eyes widened. "Oh no," she muttered, quickly setting down her glass and rushing to join them. As the music played, Nema danced with energy and grace, twirling and swaying her hips. The crowd cheered, loving her vibrant moves. But soon, a strange discomfort began to creep into her stomach. At first she ignored it, thinking it was just the tight corset pressing against her full belly. Then dizziness set in, and the room seemed to spin. Determined to keep dancing, she pushed through, but the pain intensified. Nema stopped mid-step, clutching her side. Suddenly, she farted loudly and doubled over, vomiting onto a nearby guest's table. Gasps filled the hall as chaos erupted. People rushed toward her, and moments later she collapsed, unconscious. The joyous occasion had turned into a nightmare. The bride and groom stood frozen in shock. "Call an ambulance," someone shouted. Nema was rushed to the hospital, still in her tight corset dress. After an examination, the doctor delivered shocking news. The corset had been too tight, restricting the movement of food through her stomach. Combined with the large quantity of food she had consumed, this led to her vomiting and losing consciousness. Worse, her bowel had ruptured. She needs emergency surgery, the doctor said gravely. When Nema's parents arrived at the hospital, they were devastated. Her mother wept uncontrollably, blaming herself. "If only we had listened to our Auntie Bessie," she sobbed. Her father, pale with fear, whispered, "We can't lose her." The doctors worked tirelessly, and after hours of surgery, Nema's condition was stabilized. It took months for her to fully recover, during which she had ample time to reflect on her choices. The doctor warned her to eat in moderation and avoid wearing overly tight clothing, especially corsets. Nema didn't need another warning. She had learned her lesson the hard way. From that day forward, she adopted healthier habits and never overindulged again. Let us know what you think about Nema. Would you wear a tight corset dressing to a wedding and suffer the pain just to look good? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Drop your thoughts in the comments and share this video with your loved ones. See you in the next video.